Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I'm checking out the Olight Warrior X rechargeable flashlight or torch. So this is it here, brand new in the box guys, so let me open it up and show you exactly what it comes with. Okay, so we've got the USB charging cable. We've got a rubber ring to put around the torch. The pouch itself, and it's cut out at the top and bottom so that you can still activate it whilst it's in the pouch. And we've got the manual and naturally the torch itself. So when you pick up the torch, it does feel very heavy duty. It comes in a very thick aluminium body made of 6061 T6 aluminium. Now it's got a 3mm tempered glass lens, so it's supposed to endure a 2 meter drop test without cracking the lens. So it's definitely made for hard use. Now the length of it is 142 millimeters or 5.6 inches. The body diameter on it is 25.4 millimeters or 1 inch. So that's pretty important because most of the mounts that you'll find for firearms anyway will be up to about 1 inch. That's torch mounts obviously that I'm talking about. So all you'd have to do is just take off the stainless steel pocket clip there and you'll be able to mount that, no problem at all. Now the weight including the battery is 218 grams or 7.7 ounces, so look, it's not going to weigh you down if you do mount this, but it is going to add a little bit of weight overall. Now it's IPX8 waterproof rated, so in other words it can be submerged in water up to 2 meters. So look, perfect for fishing guys. A lot of guys want a nice bright light for fishing. Then this would be ideal for that, or just security use. Perhaps you're using it out in the rain and stuff like that. There's just a multitude of uses for a good torch. Now the tail switch at the back here is quiet operating, so in other words when you press it you're just not going to hear it. Okay, it's very quiet. Now as you've probably seen there, if it picked it up on the camera, it's basically got 2 modes. So at the moment when you just hit the back, that comes on at a full 2000 lumens. So that's thanks to the new Cree XHP35 NW LED. So this thing is extremely bright. Then if you just give it a light touch at the back, it'll come up in 300 lumens, okay? There, like so. So the runtime for both of them, if you're using it in 2000 lumens, so you can just press hard and it'll go back to 2000 there, you'll have 1.5 minutes of runtime, and then after that 1.5 minutes it'll drop back to 600 lumens where it'll run for a further 80 minutes. Now if you're using it on 300 lumens, okay, it's going to run for 280 minutes. So guys, that's a phenomenal amount of time really. And I mean, look at how far they've come with technology with these torches. I mean, even walking around, because obviously I've already given it a good go, 300 lumens is more than enough for most people, let alone going right up to that 2000. Now it's also got another mode where you have the option of strobe or 2000 lumen beam. So to change that, because you just can't get into strobe mode like this no matter what you do, so you've just got to loosen the tail cap here. I find this unusual. I'm surprised they didn't have a button or just something to go into that strobe mode. So once you loosen the tail cap, you've got to push down and hold the button at the rear, screw it back on whilst holding the button down. Okay, if you're epileptic guys, just look away for a moment, and as it tightens up it'll go straight into strobe mode. So in other words, when you've got it like this and you just press the back, it'll go straight into strobe mode. If you press it lightly, it'll just come on with the 2000 lumen beam. Okay, so for me, I'd prefer to just have it in the other mode. I mean, I'm not using this for security or anything like that, so the strobe mode for me probably wouldn't be something I'd use all the time. So I'll just put that back into the standard mode. Now it's powered from a 3000 mAh 18650 rechargeable battery, and the torch also vibrates when it gets low power. So basically once it gets down under 30%, it'll vibrate once every 5 minutes. Once you get down under 10%, it'll vibrate once a minute, and then if you get down under 5% charge, it'll vibrate 6 times a minute. So you'll definitely know when it needs to be recharged. Now there are red, green and blue filters available for this too guys, so that appeals to a lot of people, from fox hunters to security, to people going out fishing, whatever. There's just so many uses for a good torch. So it's got a 5-year warranty on it, which is fairly impressive. and retails for $179.95. Now I've got two other things here that I've got with this torch. Okay, so I've got the mount. All right, so that's $17.95, and I've also got a tail switch or pressure switch. Okay, so that's perfect for when you're actually mounting it on a firearm, because obviously, you know, you can just push the pressure switch without having to reach for the back of the actual torch there. So yeah, there are a few different options available with it. But anyhow, guys, let's get out on the farm now. It's nice and dark outside, and push this light to its limits and just see what it's made of. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with it on its maximum 2000 lumens. So what you're looking at here is only about sort of 25 yards away. The cattle are at the fence here, and in the background there, what you're looking at there with those trees is 150 yards away. So look, yeah, most of the shots that you would probably take if you're using this as a firearm mounted light would be within that distance. But you can see here, I mean, just look at the amount of light that this thing pumps out. Now it's got a nice wide beam, but it's not that wide that you can't get out to any distance. So as you can see here, just the amount of area that it lights up is very impressive. Okay, so what we're looking at here, guys, is the hill where Mrs. Ozzie was doing the plinking with the 22. So, you know, that's 300 yards away. Okay, so yeah, this beam is definitely getting to that distance. But honestly, I wouldn't go over that. Now, they do say that there's a 560 meter or 612 yard throw on this beam. Yeah, it's definitely going to get out there, but whether it's useful or usable for you to be able to ID your target enough to take a shot would be another thing. So for me, I think honestly, the limit for this would be 300 yards. So just to give you an idea of what it looks like on 300 lumens, guys, you know, as I said, about 25 yards away, we've got the cattle here, and you know, 300 lumens is, you know, quite useful. So, you know, this is a sort of torch where if you want to just use it on 300 lumens, you're walking around the bush or whatever, you're going to have that long run time, you know, of 280 minutes at this sort of brightness level. So, you know, that's pretty impressive. The 2000 lumens, yeah, it's got its place, you know, for taking longer shots, being able to see those longer distances. But honestly, even at 300 lumens, if you were looking at it from, say, like a security point of view, you know, or even like military law enforcement operators, you know, if you're going to go into a room, for example, and you've got the light on something more than, you know, 300 lumens, you're at, say, at 2000 lumens, you're probably going to get a hell of a lot of splashback off the walls and stuff. The brightness would probably be just too much. But this is where this torch is good. You can just have it set there at 300 lumens, you know, for closer work. Okay, so I just want to do a quick little snippet here of what the actual light looks like, you know, to look into. Now, obviously, guys, you know, the camera will focus on its own here, but this is 300 lumens looking directly at the camera. So let's move that to 2000 lumens. And you can see there that it is just completely blinding. So yeah, if you were using this, you know, for a security purpose, obviously it'd be a fantastic torch for that. Okay guys, so we're going to go into the strobe mode here now. So if you are epileptic, please look away for a moment. Okay, so there's the strobe mode there, guys. So as you can see, there's no way that you'd be able to look into this and you know, see anything but the strobe hitting you in the eyes. Alright guys, I'm going to finish up my final thoughts on the little Warrior X torch. Now, as I say, there's numerous different uses for this, so no matter whether you're in the security field or, you know, military, police, or you want to use it for fishing, or you want to be able to use it for hunting or whatever, you know, there's numerous applications for this. You know, I've been using it now for quite a few hours. I've had no problems with it even when I first broke it out of the box there when I first received it, and yeah, it just simply works. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mount it to a firearm, guys, and we'll have a bit of a play with that, but that'll be on a separate review. So this is just a bare bones review, just to show you what the torch is about and give you a little bit of a demo from there. Alright guys, we'll leave the review at that, so keep an eye out for future updates with this torch, and we'll catch you on the next review.